you do. I have a very small image, unfortunately, to work from. Let me try and pull this up on my... No, let's just go with it. Okay, what I'm starting with here is I've already sketched this out. Usually, like I said, I would use like a pen towel, something that's much harder, along with the softer pastel. I would sketch it out with this hard pastel. But because this was live, I'll confess I was very nervous about doing it like this. So I went ahead and just sketched it out so that a little bit of the pressure was off. And usually if I sketch it out, it's something kind of neutral, something that will just blend in. And if you look at these swatches that I did here, some of these, like my yellow here, which I just cleaned off, need white. And I didn't do it before I did the swatch. I'm so used to them being a hot mess because I use them so frequently that they rub up against each other. And let me show you the clear colors. Oops, one just broke on me. Oop, just broke again. Well, that sucks. Yes, that was professional me saying it sucks. Here we go. But you can see the difference in the colors on there when I... Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. What time is it? An hour later? Half an hour later? Oh well. We're doing it. We got this. You'll notice there's some blue on here, even though Poncho is uh, predominantly brown. And that is for the cooler areas and like the shadows. And I haven't decided yet on the color of the fabric that's underneath him. I thought I had decided on something similar to what I have, but I don't see my... I'll have to change the color of it on the... See how dirty that is? I'll have to change the color of it by lightening it up with some white. Just set that right there. I am using a Mungyo set that is a 72 set, and I haven't had it too long. See, that's kind of, I don't really like that one. That's a 254. It's considered gray pink. I don't like that. It might work around his nose. Let me go ahead and write that one down. 251. Gray pink. And the green that I had thought was this one. I'll have to dirty it up a little bit. The bad thing about Mungyo is you cannot buy them individually, which I really wish you could. I guess you could always replace them with the Paul Rubens, which I bought before. In fact, I have some of those sitting here and some Sennelier. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one. This is the 250 Pale Ochre, and his lightest parts are in here. And I know this isn't as light as what's on the photo, my photo reference, but once I add some white in there and a little bit of brown, and even though I have this drawn out, this is not a fill in the, or color, you know what I mean, color by the number, paint by number. That's not what it is. And this will look a little rough, before it gets better. And it's kind of the, I noticed on, let me say this too, when I was drawing this out, pardon me, if you look at this dark area by his eye, this right here, it sort of forms an S, or you see what I mean there? That line, this right here. So it's good to mark those type of things before you get started. And then it goes into a lighter. I wonder, I have not been using oil pastels for a long time because for the longest time I did not like them. Or I thought I didn't like them. It was because I was trying the cheap versions and I didn't realize what the better ones. These aren't expensive, but they are a better quality. Excuse me, I had to take a drink there. This 50 set, no, it's a 72 set, forgive me. They were about $50, and you can get them on Amazon. And when I repost this, I'll put the link to them below so you can find them easy. The last time I looked, they were like $50, and which is a great price for this quality of pastel. I'm not associated with Mungyo in any way. I just like I like their pastels. I don't know how well these are going to do in the Kansas heat, taking them outside, but I guess we'll find out one of these days. I've taken them outside, but not since it's warmed up. Oop, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. I think it'll be okay though. I used black there by mistake. I can take it and I can wipe it off or scrape it off with my scraper. It's just a pointy tool. And excuse me, and get a clear color put down on top of it. But since I'm not putting a white on top of it or a light color, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to go with it. And I say that, and then right up here. You see how that just scrapes right off when you're on top of another one, and then you can just wipe it off. And then I can go in there and just brighten that up. One problem with these is you don't have a real detail. I have trouble getting the details, so you have to kind of figure out a way to do that in other ways than what you normally would as far as just drawing them down. Excuse me. Been having allergies really bad, so it's still lingering. Yeah, and if you can't, you don't want to leave these in the car like this time of year. In the winter, it would be fine, but um, you're asking for them to melt this time of year, and you don't. You'll just wind up with a big melted mess. Yeah, I don't know if I could take the Texas heat like you can or like you do, Laura. I'm sure I eventually um, get used to it. Acclimate. That's the word I was trying to think of. If you're watching the replay, this is being recorded live, but we had some technical issues, so I'm going to take this and probably edit it and re-upload it. So if you hear me mention people's names, it's people that are in chat while I'm filming this. '83 there. I haven't checked the temperature here in the last, oh, maybe a couple of hours. So, but yeah, I don't know how well they're going to work outside. Like I said, we'll find out. My goal this summer is to um, do a lot of studies inside and then use those studies for oils inside. And if I get really quiet, don't take it personal. It's just me focusing on this. Sometimes I I'm going to get in my own head. If you look there, it's white underneath there. And if I put this on top of it, I can always go in with my scratcher and it'll bring that white or the light color back out because it's underneath. There's that S I was talking about. But yeah, I have one. Um like a regular chalk holder, like they used to use, but they also make some that are just for pastels. I don't know how strong the grip is on them though. And you can always make some. I've discovered if you take a straw and slit it, that it'll work. I found that out out of necessity. I don't think I have one within arm's reach, but okay, Laura's gonna go do some shopping. She's gonna pick up stuff for me too while she's at it. Using this sharp tooth will give you a little bit of texture in there. And I will say, this white area, there's a light area right here. That's her hair, his hair. And I want it lighter than what it shows up here. Sure, it's showing up light on the camera, but and these Paul Rubens are just a little bit softer, so you can go in and give that a it's a little too light. Just darken that back up. Okay, there's some. I'm just lightly putting that in there so that I have a visual guideline of what I'm doing. The Paul Rubens, you have some? The only ones that I have, I think, are the white ones. No, I've got a set of like 48, I think it is. I really like the Cinelier, but the price. holds me back. And they are so soft. They're almost scarily soft to me. I realize this is a very basic image to use. But Poncho was a really awesome dog, and I also needed something relatively simple. Sometimes simple isn't the easiest, but or what you think is simple. Yeah. Like simply getting online, jumping on my lap. Do you all have problems getting your hands on oil pastels where you live at? Because I live in a very rural area, and it's difficult sometimes. I'm looking at my reference photo here. I know that might look odd with the blue right there, but we're gonna. I need to give him something to be sitting on so he's not floating in the air. This sketchbook is one that I bought. Oh, you have the chalk holders. Oh wow, you got them half price. That's awesome. I don't know about the color of this. Poncho's a rescue puppy. Um, his family's home burnt down, and unfortunately, they couldn't find a rental with that allowed pets. And we offered to foster him. We didn't know the people. Our animal control officer came to us, but they said rather than fostering, they would just go ahead and relinquish him. So Yeah, I can't use the Sin in the Air at the bottom either. I can only use them as like the very last if I use them. I'm not housebound, but I still order everything online as far as like art supplies because there's just not, like I said, I'm in a very rural area and um, unless I go to like Wichita by chance to see my kids or I have two daughters that live out that way, then I will maybe stop by somewhere and get something. I don't tend to make trips to go get art supplies. I'm trying to figure out what to make this dark or the background. Blue would just be too much. I would love to see some of your work, Temple, if you have any online. I wish I could just give out um, wrenches and they make you an admin and then you could share a link in the. Does your YouTube channel have any? I'll pop over there when I'm finished. Maybe other people can when they pop in. So if you look at these, that's silver. You can see. I mean, they're just the Paul Rubens is so much softer. I didn't I didn't really keep that in mind. I don't like this either. This underneath here, that blue that I put, I thought I had a master plan, and then my master plan's not working. I like this chunkiness in here. I wish I could get that in some of these other areas. I'm getting this all over my desk. Don't tell anybody. I like that looseness right there. Oh, this like this right here, that texture. Oops, that's the wrong one. Yeah, there we go. Look right though. Yeah, especially with the dog hair, you can get some interesting textures. Thing is, I think that's more yellow than it is white. Oh, that's a good idea, putting it in the freezer. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. I know I follow some people that do like they travel and do artwork and or a lot of plein air work, and they had said to take an ice chest, so that makes sense. Trying to decide what color to do this background. It won't be a solid, but maybe. Mm, I'll really make it try and pop. Doesn't look like on the camera. Desperate times call for desperate measures in the desert. Yeah. I've never lived in the desert, so Kansas is as close as I've gotten. Oh, it is. It's not anything special. The paper is just, I found it on Amazon. Um, it wasn't very expensive. It was maybe 15-ish, maybe a little more. I'd have to look it up, but I'll link it below too when I repost this, since I didn't get started on the right note. That one. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Just trying to soften up that edge a little, since it's not the main focus. Wish I'd thought of this first. He's got some little hair. He's always had like a little, it's kind of like a mohawk up here. But I don't think I'm going to be able to capture it now that I put that purple down. I'd really like to try some other pastels. I've gotten like different brands, um, inexpensive ones, but I don't know. It's just, you know how it is. It's just kind of fun to see what the differences are. Oh, that's my Paul Rubens. I was trying to find the color on it, as if it was a. I think the frugal crafter is who suggested these Mungios. This is raw umber. Here, Mr. Rubens. Poncho is a Jack Russell wire-haired. Hmm. I've wondered about the Van Gogh. I don't know what I was doing right there. Poncho is pretty awesome. He's very, very smart. Very. When he came to us, he knew quite a few things as far as commands. I've wondered about Yeah, Karen Dash. Yeah, that's a good. That's what I suggest too. Is people buy just like a few of them to try them out instead of. And I don't know about you, but I like having a wide variety of colors. I know you can blend, but it's also to me it's nice to have a lot of options. The photo is showing up a lot lighter too than what the colors are a little washed out compared to how they are with my eye. I have to pause every once in a while and wait for my hand to not be in front of it on the screen so I can. Didn't get this area right. Yeah, he was 3 when he came to us, and very, very, very nervous about everything. He still is, especially if he's away from the house. Um, he has gotten to where he accepts my husband a little bit better. He was definitely um, he was definitely my dog when we got him. He attached himself to me, and he still will growl at my husband when he comes to bed if he's like half asleep, which I don't like, but hubby tends to take it in stride. Keep going over this part because it's just not. When you watch somebody do something, does it make you want to go and get out your stuff and get to doing something? Yeah, I don't know. Let me try that. Mm, yeah. I wish I had like almost like an oil pastel pencil of some type. Next time I will go straight to using the iPad for my camera and not try and do it like I used to do it. You know, I'll have it tackled. Ooh, that's smushed down more than I thought it would. Aww, aww. Sadly, we have not seen too many cats in our rural area here lately because we've been seeing or hearing lots of coyotes. And we had several, um, I just lost a chunk of pastel. Chunk missing. We had several strays and then they just disappeared that we were feeding. Oh, there it is. There's my chunk of white that fell. I'm starting to get down to where I don't know how much more I can really do without just nitpicking at it. Oh, poor kitty. Yeah, I agree. Their mushiness. I want to be a lot looser, so I think that's why I like doing studies with them, because yeah, they force me to. I am glad I started wearing gloves when I'm doing it. It makes cleanup a whole lot easier. And I usually just stick a piece of like wax paper or other paper in between here and the next page. I've tried using fixative and it's okay. I just, since I do so many studies, and it's just one less thing to worry about. I don't like that. Check it. I don't like how this all got rough on the pillow part. I'm trying to find a clean blender, cleaner. They've all been used with charcoal and I just don't want this part to be so textured or rough texture. And there's no, you can't really get a point either. So there's no, I know I see a lot of people do it without, I just, without the gloves. I just, Poncho, where are you? He's underneath the table. I wish I had more time to do things on this. But then I'll just nitpick it to death. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like it would just scrape it off. I don't know. He has these eyes that are like human eyes. Oops. I'm trying to find a. There we go. I'm just going to add a little bit more texture before I call it. Check it. See that right there bugs me. I keep thinking I have the Paul Rubens in my hand, and I don't. He is the coolest dog. Sure, I've got the brown, not the. I think I'm gonna have to call that it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all for being with me while I got situated and got things going. I appreciate you a great deal. Thank you for being here with me this afternoon. That's too red. Where's me some brown? That's too. Okay, I'm gonna keep picking at this. I know I am. Okay, okay, there I'm calling it. All right, thank you all. I appreciate you. I will see you soon, and thank you.